Welcome to History in Flames, where battles are remembered. Empires rise and fall. The past comes alive in fire and ash. Subscribe and relive the stories that shaped the world. World War II was the stage for the deadliest conflict in history. But behind the tanks, planes, and soldiers were men generals whose choices shaped the outcome. Some led with caution, some with fire, some with sheer brutality. They argued, they inspired, they changed the war. This is the story of the generals who defined World War II. It's Dwight D. Eisenhower, the organizer. Eisenhower never commanded troops in combat. Instead, his battlefield was political. He managed egos the way others managed armies. Winston Churchill wanted bold attacks. Charles de Gaulle demanded recognition. George Patton and Bernard Montgomery feuded like rival gladiators. Eisenhower kept them focused on the bigger picture, beating Germany. His biggest test came on June 6, 1944 DAT. If the invasion failed, he had a letter in his pocket ready to take the blame. The courage to accept failure made him the right man for the job. George S. Patton, the warrior. Patton believed war was about movement. Strike fast, strike hard, never stop. In Sicily, he raced Montgomery to capture Messina and won. But his temper nearly destroyed him. Patton slapped two soldiers suffering from shell shock, calling them cowards. The scandal almost ended his career. Yet when the Battle of the Bulge erupted, Eisenhower turned to Patton. In 3 days, Patton's army wheeled 90 degrees and smashed into Bastogne. His men said he was tough, cruel even, but he got results. Bernard Montgomery, the planner. Montgomery dressed in a beret and sweater, looking more like a professor than a soldier. His victory at El Alamein in 1942 turned the tide in North Africa. But he was cautious sometimes, too cautious. He believed in overwhelming preparation, not daring gambles. In Operation Market Garden, Montgomery rolled the dice trying to leap across the Rhine. It was bold, it was daring, and it failed. Erwin Rommel, the Desert Fox. Rommel fought with speed and cunning. His Africa Corps earned him respect even from the British, but by 1944, Rommel knew Germany was doomed. He urged Hitler to negotiate peace. Hitler refused. When conspirators tried to assassinate Hitler, Rommel was implicated. Offered trial or suicide, he chose poison. To his enemies, Rommel was a brilliant opponent. Too many Germans, he was a tragic hero. Georgy Zhukov, the hammer of the Red Army. Zhukov's name was carved into every Soviet victory: Moscow, Stalingrad, Kursk, Berlin. He believed in overwhelming force. Waves of men, walls of tanks, barrages of artillery. It was brutal. Millions died under his commands. But he broke the Wehrmacht. When Berlin fell, it was Zhukov's troops who raised the red banner over the Reichstag. For Russians, he was the savior of the motherland. Douglas MacArthur, the showman. MacArthur's war was as much about image as victory. And forced to leave the Philippines, he declared, "I shall return," and he did. Waiting ashore in 1944 with cameras filming. MacArthur clashed with admirals, presidents, and allies. But his charisma inspired his men. They followed him across the Pacific. After Japan's surrender, MacArthur became its ruler in all but name, reshaping the nation from empire into democracy. They were different men. Eisenhower, the organizer. Patton, the warrior. Montgomery, the planner. Rommel, the Desert Fox. Zhukov, the hammer. MacArthur, the showman. They clashed, they argued, they gambled, but each shaped the war. Their legacies still echo today, not just in history books, but in the world they left behind. Which general do you think had the greatest impact on World War II? Tell us in the comments. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more. Share your thoughts below.